So I got a boob job at 20. I got a boob job during a pandemic, and I'm going to share with you guys all about it. Hi everybody, my name is Kiana if you don't know me, but I'm pretty sure you know me if you're watching this video. And I'm just gonna make this like a super casual video. I'm going to be talking about my boob job.
Yeah.
So one of the first questions I got was, why did I choose to do it? So I wanted to do this because I wanted to do it since I was like in middle school, because I knew that I was bound to have small boobs because everybody in my family has smaller boobs, and then my mom got a boob job, so it also was the reason why I wanted to do it. So the procedure that I did was a transaxillary breast augmentation, meaning that the implant goes through your armpit, and it is a natural soft touch implant, which is the new gummy bear implants. Choosing a doctor. So the doctor that I chose was Dr. Shim Ching at Asia Pacific Plastic Surgery. I really liked him. He's super professional. He really knows what he's doing. He makes you really comfortable. And I chose him because I was following him on Instagram actually for a while, and I just decided that I really loved his work. When I did my consultation, I actually found out that he was ranked #1, so that's why I did that. And then I also had a question, how was it having a male doctor? Having a male doctor didn't really affect me too much because I knew that regardless everyone in the operating room was going to see my breasts, so it didn't really bother me. And then the first step that I took was a virtual consultation. So this was in March. I kind of decided I wanted to do it at the beginning of this year. I really wanted to make it a goal of mine to get it done this year, 2020. So I wrote to them on Instagram, and then they emailed me. And it was my patient coordinator, Keely, and she's so nice. I was calling her almost every day with a bunch of questions. Even when she was out of office, she would still answer my phone calls. She basically told me about Dr. Ching, about the practice, about everything. Basically asked me my goals, my goal size, if I had any concerns regarding like cleavage, what I wanted, symmetry, just things like that, if I had any specific concerns. And then she requested photos of my breasts so that she could show Dr. Ching, and then he could say what basically I needed to do. And what I ended up doing was 415 and 450 cc's, and it is over the muscle. All of that was recommended by my doctor, and there's pros and cons to over or under the muscle. It just depends, and your surgeon will know what's best for you. So going in, I did know that I wanted to be a D. The cost, which I'm sure all of you would love to know. I'm just going to be super transparent, super open about it. A little over 10 grand. 10 grand includes the procedure itself. It includes the implants. It includes the facility fees, the anesthesiologist fees, and then it also includes like this scar gel that I take. This is the second one. I had the first one that I was taking, I took for 2 weeks, and this one I take it once a day daily until the bottle's empty. And it has actually really helped with my scar healing, because in the beginning I keloided it a little, which like my scar was a little raised, but after using the gel, it actually made it go down. So my pre-op experience. So because I got a boob job during a pandemic, I of course had to take a COVID test, and I was kind of scared because everyone said that it was pretty uncomfortable, but it wasn't bad. So I did the COVID test. It was negative, of course. And then after that, I went to my pre-op appointment. The pre-op appointment is where the nurse goes over all the consent forms with you. You read all the consent forms that include risks, what you're gonna do, basically signing your life away. But you just have to sign, give them consent for the surgery. And then after that, Dr. Ching comes in. He'll speak to you about your goals, what size you're gonna go, what surgery you're gonna do, and then they give you your prescriptions. So I had a day worth of antibiotic, I had a stool softener, I also had a laxative, and I also had pain meds. And I got the prescription for that at my pre-op appointment. And then during my pre-op appointment, they also took before photos of me, of my breasts, and then my patient coordinator Hikili, she came in and she sized me for my implants. So this was probably the hardest part of the pre-op appointment because I had no idea what to do, what size to do. It was hard because I had breast tissue already, so when you hold the implant against your breast tissue, it's hard to imagine the size that you end up with. So I told her, initially I told her order 420. So that's what they do a range. So they order you a bunch of implants. You don't give them one answer and then that's the only choice you have. They'll kind of range it 415 and 450, and that's because I wanted a D cup. So then the day of the surgery and the surgery itself, so that day I was actually really calm. The night before I slept really well. Had to stop eating and drinking at midnight. Thankfully my mom came with me. Thank you, Mom, so much. And I'm so sorry if you can hear people yelling in the background. It's because there's a UFC fight right now. But anyways, that morning I was really calm. I was gonna be the second case of the day, which means that my surgery was at 9 o'clock. So we got there around 8. And then I went in. The nurse was so nice to me. She made me feel really comfortable. What had happened was I got there, I changed into my gown, they gave me a cap, some socks, and a mask, and I'll put a picture of me right here. And then they put my IV in. That was the first time I ever had an IV. First time of many things. First time of IV, first time surgery, first time anesthesia. So they started normal saline on me just to get me comfortable. I was just waiting because Dr. Ching was still in surgery. And then the anesthesiologist came. She is so sweet. She made me feel very comfortable, very calm. She let me know that she would be here for me the whole surgery, that she would be there by my side so that Dr. Ching could focus on the aesthetic of things. So basically she told me what was going to happen. She told me the complications that could come with anesthesia, and that was what I was a little scared of. I mean, of course there is a possibility that you could not wake up, which was kind of freaking me out, but thankfully I woke up. And yeah, so she had me sign some forms, and then Dr. Ching came in, told me hello, started drawing on me. He started doing the drawings on me, and then the anesthesiologist came back. She gave me this thing called happy juice, and she told me it was going to make me feel drunk. And as soon as she injected it, I felt like I was a couple shots in, because my vision was like whoosh, like it was like whoa, and I felt so good. And I was just lying there waiting for them to roll me into the OR. And then I heard them bring out the girl before me, so then I knew it was my time. So they rolled me in there, told me to lie down. My arms had to be strapped out like a T, and then they told me to think of a very happy dream. I thought of myself in a field of flowers, and then I knocked out. And then I remember waking up, looking at the clock. It was 3 hours later, and I remember them hearing, oh, she's a little tachycardic. And I looked at the nurses and I said, oh, don't worry, that's normal. And they were like, oh, okay. And then I just remember being super thirsty, so I just asked them for some water. They gave me some water. Then they told me they were gonna call my mom to come and pick me up. And yeah, when I got out of bed to get into the wheelchair, I was a little dizzy, so I was kind of walking like sideways. And then when I got into the elevator to go to my auntie's house, I threw up. And that was the only time I threw up. It was just the anesthesia was really affecting me at that moment. Pain wise, I would say that the pain was ranging from a 1 to 2. 3 was probably the worst that it was. On the first day I didn't even take my pain meds. All I took was a Tylenol. And then when you wake up, your chest feels tight. It feels like a baby sitting on your chest, or there's a textbook on your chest, or a 10-pound dumbbell on your chest. It's really tight. It feels like you kind of have to take shallow breaths. Your armpits, right here in this area, it feels like it's bruised, like you did a lot of push-ups. And then basically I could do a lot of things. I could get out of bed on my own. I could use the restroom on my own. The only thing I had trouble with was washing my hair, I was like a T-Rex for like the first 4 days. My mom needed to help me wash my hair, but other than that I could do everything by myself. So my surgery was on a Friday and I got to go home on Monday, but I heard that if you do your surgery during the week you can go home the next day, but I'm not too sure how that works. Yeah, but he doesn't do drains, so like the JP drains that people used to have back in the day, I didn't have that. And the day after the surgery I was actually up eating hot pot. I was walking around Waikele, I got a pedicure, I was feeling good. It wasn't really pain, but more so kind of dizziness that I was feeling. I think it was because maybe I was pushing myself a little too hard, but I would eat and then I would feel a lot better. And then I went to work 4 days after my surgery and I just couldn't lift my arms too high, but every day when you wake up you can really feel that things are getting better. It was pretty cool. Less tightness here, I could move my arms more. And then I would say that the recovery takes about 1 to 2 weeks, and of course it'll take a couple months for your implants to fully settle into place and drop. The hardest part of the surgery was I was not able to wear deodorant for like 2 weeks, and it sucks because I'm a pretty sweaty girl. Okay, I sweat a lot, I'm very sweaty. I was taking like 3 showers a day, washing my armpits consistently. Another question that I had was, did your surgeon recommend to redo it in 10 years? I do know that Dr. Ching does recommend to redo it. I'm not too sure, he didn't give me a specific time frame, but I've always heard that you should do it 10 years and past. I know that he does do renew implants, I guess. He does that. But yeah, I feel like I pretty much covered everything. I just overall had a really good experience. Asia Pacific Plastic Surgery really took great care of me. Dr. Ching took amazing care of me. I'm absolutely in love with my results, and I'm only a month post-op, so I'm just excited to see if they'll change or anything. But overall I would do it again if I had to. If I had to go through the process all over again, I would do it again. I would spend that amount of money because obviously living in Hawaii is expensive, things come at a higher price, and I was willing to pay the price to get the result that I did. So I'm really happy that I did that. I would just highly recommend to anybody who wants to do it. I'm not saying that you should do plastic surgery, or I'm supporting plastic surgery, but there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, girl, if you want fillers, Botox, you want BBL, you want freaking any kind of surgery, boob job, all that stuff, you should just do it because it's your money, and why does it matter what people say? Anyways, I'm pretty sure I answered everything, but if you guys have any more personal questions, specific questions that I didn't really get to, you can always just, I don't know, this is weird, but you guys can DM me. You can Snapchat me, you can text me, you can ask me any type of question. I'm very transparent about all of this because I was in the position sitting behind the camera watching these types of videos, and I just wanted to know as much as I could prior to making such an important, really big decision. So I just want to thank you guys all for showing interest in my surgery, and I'm just really happy that you guys are interested in maybe planning on doing it. I really would recommend going to Dr. Ching. He's amazing. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching.